For 4 years, we watched the greatest internal migration in modern American history. It looked like an evacuation. U-Hauls lined up on the interstates, bumper to bumper, heading south. California and New York license plates flooded driveways in the suburbs of Dallas, Austin, and Houston. It was pitched as the Great American Escape, the promise of zero income tax, a backyard you could actually afford, a business climate that wanted you there. They sold everything to get there. Millions bought the dream. But now, the moving trucks are turning around. The dream is cracking. It started as a whisper in real estate offices a year ago. A few brand new houses going back on the market after only 8 months. Then, it became a statistic that realtors couldn't ignore. Recent data suggests a massive wave of buyer's remorse is crashing down. Some surveys indicate nearly 1 in 5 recent transplants are seriously considering leaving or have already packed up their lives again. That's hundreds of thousands of people realizing they made a catastrophic mistake. But why would they leave? They didn't flee blue states because they suddenly develop a love for high taxes or cramped apartments. They left because they did the math, and Texas was supposed to be the answer. They are leaving now because the math in Texas stopped making sense. The first shock for the newcomers is usually visceral. It's the realization that the environment is actively hostile. You picture barbecues and warm evenings. The reality is 4 months of the year where stepping outside feels like opening an oven door. It's an oppressive, relentless weight. You find yourself trapped inside that big, affordable home, running the air conditioning until the unit rattles. You try to escape the house, and you hit the second shock. The infrastructure feels like it's buckling under the weight of all these new people. The roads are in a state of perpetual construction, yet the traffic only compounds. You realize your commute from the affordable exurb is longer and more stressful than the one you left behind in Los Angeles or Chicago. But you justify it. You swallow the frustration. You look at your paycheck stub. No state income tax line item. That's the golden ticket. That's why you are enduring the heat and the traffic. You feel rich on payday until the bill comes due. This is the turning point. This is where the fantasy collides with hard economics. The state government doesn't tax your income. That is true, but local governments need money. Schools need massive amounts of funding to build facilities for all these new children. Police and fire departments need equipment. Someone has to pay for the water treatment plants. So they come for your house. Texas has some of the highest property taxes in the entire nation. It is a brutal recurring cost that many transplants simply did not calculate correctly. You buy a $400,000 house, thinking you got the deal of a lifetime. Then the county appraises it at $550,000 the next year because the market is hot. Your monthly escrow payment explodes. Suddenly, that zero income tax benefit evaporates completely. It's swallowed whole by the county tax assessor. You aren't saving money. You are just paying a different master. And unlike income tax, which drops if you lose your job, property tax is relentless. It doesn't care if you're unemployed. You pay, or you lose the house. It gets worse. The financial pressure cooker has another element. Insurance. Texas is ground zero for expensive weather disaster. Hailstorms that shred roofs, tornadoes, and hurricanes on the coast. Insurance providers are hemorrhaging money in the state. Many are fleeing entirely, refusing to write new policies. The ones that stay are doubling premiums overnight. Your mortgage payment just went up another $300 a month because of insurance. And then the lights flicker. The memory of the grid failures lingers in the minds of everyone living there. The realization that the entire system is fragile. You moved for security and found basic instability. You realize you are paying premium prices for discount infrastructure. The cheap life is terribly expensive. This isn't just about Texas. Texas is an economic powerhouse, and it will survive. This is a story about the illusion of escape in modern America. We have been sold a narrative that there is a magical place in this country where you can have first world amenities with third world taxation. It does not exist. The transplants are realizing there is no free lunch. They traded one set of problems for a different, perhaps more stressful, set of financial burdens. They're finding that the culture is harder to integrate into than they thought. The politics are more intense than they anticipated. The open spaces are rapidly being paved over to build strip malls to serve the people who move there for open spaces. The U-Hauls are heading north and east again. The great reversal has begun. They're returning to the Rust Belt, to the Mid-Atlantic, even back to the West Coast, poorer but wiser. If the Texas miracle was an illusion based on cheap debt, underfunded services, and a housing bubble, what happens when the bill finally comes due for the entire state? And where do the rest of us go when we run out of places to run?